Welcome to the YCast, everybody. I'm Gio,
Hi, I'm K-Rain.
I'm Spencer.
Extension?
and welcome to the main season, Season 7,
Ooh.
and we're going to start off with Week 1, which was Super Saiyans at Namek. And the starters for that match were Trunks versus Late Piccolo, and man, it was quite a brawl between them.
Yeah, absolutely. It was awesome.
Yeah, they fought all the way down to both being at one bar before, and the way,
Trunks.
yeah, before Trunks tagged, but the way Late Piccolo brought it there was just glorious. He charged up a special beam cannon to do 16K.
Yeah, and that was without max power. So he
Uh-huh.
basically charged it to the highest it would go.
Yeah, he does have a Super Plus 2 build though, so it's not unexpected. But that just shows you the power of a charged up special beam cannon right there.
And the indignation. So he was a little bit lower. So it's really
He was
probably at like plus
off.
2. Yeah,
3.5.
yeah. So he was probably like 3.5 ish. So,
Mm.
but still massive damage.
Massive, massive. And you guys have any thoughts on Trunks or Late Piccolo's performance? Because Late Piccolo did do something pretty astonishing later on.
We did pretty good.
Yeah. I was really impressed with just like I was making notes before this. And I think that he has potential to be an MVP this season because he's just so in your face, and then he hits the step back and throws B2 so consistently. And then when he's not doing that, he's taking his time, really punching you, and just not letting you breathe and charge key, which is always key.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, he was definitely going to melee, and then good timing on his B2, so he's doing tons of damage, and he really took it. He really show it when he was fighting against Trunks and Goku.
Yeah. Now, something to note about Trunks. He was on an attack build with Trunks AI. He had attack plus 1, quick, fast attack, serious, and then his last Potara was power body. They expected a melee fighter out there first, and unfortunately for them, it didn't work out like that.
No.
I don't know if it was the greatest, because Trunks did do 3 full bars before getting hit with a really powerful beam. But,
Three full
yeah, power
bars
body done.
with a Dendays on Piccolo.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
counts for a little bit more.
Yeah, so I mean, Trunks didn't do bad,
He didn't do
but
amazing.
the build might not have been the best for him. No, he didn't do amazing either. He was average, considering the situation.
I think that the build was good for him. It just was the wrong character.
Yeah, they...
Because when he came in later against Tambourine, he was much more like you expect Trunks to
Oh, yeah,
be.
yeah.
Because it was against a melee fighter.
Yeah, he dominated against Tambourine, no doubt. And Goku, though, coming in after Trunks tagged, did really well, but also took a full ultimate from Late Piccolo. And I mean, that's just not something you see. I think that's happened once last season, where Spopovich tried to fly away from the ultimate, and it chased him in the air.
Yeah, it was and it was awesome because Goku was at like almost 2 bars of health, and then the Hell Zone grenade just took it all away.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and of note, Late Piccolo, averaged 60,000 damage in the preseason. So you have to imagine he did close to 80, if not 90K this season. So he's starting off on the right foot as far as damage goes.
Yep, definitely. Though before Late Piccolo sort of laid in on Goku, definitely the MVP of that match. And Goku did really well against Nail, and I mean that's saying something. Nail's a really good fighter and very consistent.
Yeah.
And he was back
Yeah.
in his old build. Defense was 3, Eternal Life, and Serious.
Yeah.
But we love spam stalling nowadays, and stalling doesn't really work that well.
Stalling's not bad. It gives you a false courage type
Yeah.
situation going on.
Doesn't really work.
It's
And
just-
health, right?
No, charge. You charge quicker.
Oh, right.
Yeah. The thing is, Goku, way too aggressive to let that happen. Just always in their face, which honestly is something that is enjoyable to see now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was, I believe, yeah. So like he finally got stalling off. He's like, yes, I got it, and then I'm gonna tag out. So like all the benefits that stalling gave him were not.
he
Yeah.
that was his mission in that match, was just to get stalling off. And then he was like, "Oh, I got it. Now I can leave."
Yeah, but I was like, and Goku did great, but I was very disappointed in how Nail performed.
Yeah,
Just-
Nail wasn't that great. He did tag, though, right before dying.
Right. But like
Right.
overall, like if Nail would have done like halfway decent, then I feel obviously Namex would have won this match.
Oh,
But
yeah.
he just kind of did it.
And unfortunately for them, he was one of the weaker points on the team, at least this week. But, I mean, that's not saying much, considering who they're fighting, and he still did admirably. Not
Right.
great, but admirably, considering a very, very aggressive N Goku, which is not something I thought I'd say, but N Goku is good. Very good.
Yeah, I'm looking at the roster obviously, and I just realized that Namek actually has Python as their free agent rotation, meaning that he's
Yeah.
out for the next 3 weeks.
Neither of them had their
Which
strongest team, in my opinion.
Right. But I just think that's of note because they spent a lot of money on Python this offseason to get him for their team, and they still haven't made him work. So that's got to be troubling if you're a Namek supporter.
Yeah, they're taking it in another direction, and I think they can afford to do it. They're saying their team's consistent enough. We don't need Pycon in right now. We can afford him to be in the free agent rotation. The rest of our team works well. And I agree with them. The rest of their team does work well, and that's a good idea if you think Pycon's inconsistent. Other teams, the Saiyans, we have a slightly different view, but yeah, no, they're smart about the free agent. They don't need it, but it's always there as a backup, especially if they get it working. I mean, Pycon has devastating
Pycon's
V2s.
so scary. He's so scary.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You know-
did well on all the tests. I mean, Pycon did really well. Like every
Did
test I did
extremely
with him.
well.
Yeah, so I don't know why like it didn't translate to like in the season. You know what I mean?
The preseason, I guess,
Yeah.
scared them a little. But that was their Rayleigh, so I don't know. Maybe they just feel more confident in the rest of their team. Anyway,
Maybe this is just a test for the rest of their team. It's like, all right, you guys, this is your guys' time to perform, and whichever one of you doesn't, Pycon's coming in, so you guys got to perform.
that is a good thought process. Anyway, moving on to the other characters in this match. Adult Gohan, just goddamn, he is scary.
Rose,
He
man.
threw 3 ultimates this week.
That's just insane. He hits with 2 of them, and
He hit with both of his bros,
hmm
which is
Amazing.
there's the two of the most dominant ultimates in the league are the ball, the supernovas, the planet burst, that type, because they're super hard to dodge, and cutscene ultimates. And he's got a really good cutscene ultimate.
He's got the best cutscene ultimate. A beam cutscene you can run into and take full face damage. There's just no way. And sometimes even when you dodge, you high-speed dodge, it still touches you. Just because. So,
Oh, there's 3 of them actually. There's Goten has one, Adult Gohan has one, and Team
Yeah.
Gohan has one.
yep,
So,
there's 3 of those. One for a different team each. Anyway, he did really well. He, I believe he took out early Piccolo without much trouble.
Yes.
And he dealt with Tambo for quite a bit.
He basically destroyed Tapion. Tapion came on the
Tapion?
field.
I mean,
Tapion.
I'm gonna.
Tambourine, sorry.
No problem.
Sorry.
We're going to mock you.
Tapion was just throwing out all them Soma Sens with his sword, you know. Using that flute
Anyway.
to shoot the Samusons everywhere.
Not bad. Anyway, Tambourine came out and like they're even for like a bar, like Tambourine took a bar and Gohan took like a bar. And then it was just ultimate tag, B2, melee. Oh, there goes Tambourine.
Mhm.
Like basically that quick.
Yep. Also, I made a mistake a little bit ago. Adult Gohan did not face Early. Early came in and finished off Adult Gohan. But yeah, Adult Gohan dominated Tambourine. Tambourine's build, let's look at it. It was attack plus 2 series, quick, fast attack, power rich, and it was a pretty good melee build. I don't see anything wrong with it. He was on Majin Buu AI. So I can't say it's the build's fault or he got countered. Just I think Adult Gohan's a more dominant opponent. Though I think the most interesting part of this all was N Vegeta versus early Piccolo, arguably the best on their team, or at the very least the most consistent on both teams. And I would say N Vegeta's the best, if not the best, then the most consistent. And same thing goes for early Piccolo. They're both very strong characters, and I think both Super Saiyans and Namek can sort of put them out there and not have to worry about them doing their job. And they sort of showed how strong both of them were, taking each other down to just a sliver of HP left. They both had like a couple thousand before, and Vegeta just ended it. I mean, good on both teams.
It's a great
Super
match.
Saiyans, yeah, Super Saiyans looking just as scary as ever, and Namek. I expect them to have a really good record this season.
Yeah, I second that. And yeah, this was a phenomenal match. It was a great way to start season 7, and just kind of showed that like nobody's safe, because this was a South Kai team, a
Versus
relatively
the
weak
North
team from
Kai
last season.
team that went to
Going
the
the
bowl.
North Kai team, like the best of the best.
When you think North Kai, you think Super Saiyans. Let's all be honest.
Yeah, no, they are the team that is not affected. That was not affected last season and the season before by the North Kai curse, where you get North Kai, you go into South Kai or West Kai. Every team had that issue. Super Saiyans, nah, screw that. 3 times in the balls.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, we should move on to the next match, which is Majins versus Androids. A bit more one-sided match.
Oh,
Just
just
a tad.
a tad. Teeny
It wasn't the most one-sided. That's coming up in just a little bit.
That's coming up in a little bit. It's coming up in more than a little bit.
Somewhere in the middle.
Depends on how you think of dominant.
Oh, no, I'm talking about how many health bars were left.
Oh, okay.
That's coming up in a couple matches. Anyway, Majins, they had Baby Vegeta out first with Power Body.
Androids had 16.
Out there with, I believe, Power Body as well.
Yes.
yeah.
Do you want to know the belt?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, run it down.
Attack +2, defense -1, Power Body, Serious, and Master Throw on Piccolo AI.
Yeah, surprisingly, his throw is damaging. I think it's like 4 or 5k with
I think it was like 4K
Yeah,
with
16's
at
throw.
max health, and it was like 5 or 6K at like a bar or two.
people should, for anybody who's not very informed on this when it comes to throws, because I know I wasn't until just recently, or just a couple months ago, throws and rush blasts are both affected by your attack damage. Anything that
crazy.
isn't
Yes.
a super or an ultimate is affected by attack damage. Just remember that.
So if you have people like 16 or Raccoon who's got like 3K,
Yep.
4K throws initially, you can make those throws be like 7, 8K at their last bar of health, which means that they're basically throwing off a B2 every time they grab. So
Yeah. Raccoon had that, had something similar last season. But anyway, on to this match. 16, though I don't think he used his throw too much. He did get the upper hand against Baby. I think forcing Baby to tag with 2 bars left, which was good on him. Yeah. He tagged with 2 bars left, making Majin Vegeta come in, and 16, not handling Majin Vegeta, but definitely dealing with him pretty well, considering he fought evenly. He does get taken out, though, but Majin Vegeta is almost dead at that point.
yeah,
I mean-
and at that's all you're asking. I know that as a Rugrats support, we look for our characters to take out one character and maybe a bit more of another. And if we can get that, then we're going to be successful that week, because if you can win one-on-one, you're going to win the match.
Yeah, 16 did more than his fair share in that match. I'm definitely impressed with him. Piccolo AI is an AI that I don't like too much because it's shown a few inconsistency issues, but when it works, it works.
Yeah.
Looking back onto the other weeks, he's been on Piccolo AI all those other weeks, I believe, as well. Oh, no, it was just week 4. Before that, it seemed like he was on Majin Buu AI, which I don't see any issue with that II, but different characters, different ways of working. So yeah.
So 16, I think it was season 5. 16 went on a stretch where he did not miss V2s, and he's getting back to that. I think he didn't miss one in week 1, and over the course of the preseason he only missed with 1. But he's getting back to a super high consistency of high volume, high hit rate V2s, which is not good for anybody facing the end.
No, he has very powerful ones as well. They really, really hurt. Anyway, moving on. Majin Vegeta has a pretty poor showing, honestly. He dealt with 16, but that was it. Ascension, what were you going to say?
I mean, he couldn't really do well because 16 was just really kicking butt. I mean, he beat two characters.
Yeah, but I've got to say, I would be a little disappointed in Vegeta if I was on the Majins, because he's a B2 character, and I understand 16 was tough, but barely taking him out after he was already damaged. He wasn't damaged too much, I'll admit, but he was already damaged a little. Barely taking him out and almost being killed by him when he's a melee character that half his build is power body, and you're a super character, you should have a better chance than anyone else.
Yeah, I just feel that because I just think because if they're melee interface, they won't be able to charge.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough.
That's interesting.
Especially with androids, they never get out of your face.
Majin Vegeta was on a kind of Ki Blast build. He had Master Blast, which means that the Ki Blasts that he threw are more powerful, but everything else is not quite so powerful. So they're really banking on him throwing out those out.
Yeah, his melee is weaker due to Master Blast, which isn't a bad idea. Master Blast is thrown on a lot of characters with good rush blasts that don't really utilize melee too well. Majin Vegeta, I think he has good melee, but obviously he doesn't prioritize it, so it's not a bad put on him. And it does a lot of damage, especially on Vegeta's. But I still hold firm to the idea that he just didn't perform as well as he should have. Majin Vegeta has always been one that's had a bit of a consistency issue in previous seasons, but I feel like he can be a lot stronger than he actually is. On the other end, though, once 16 finally left, Popovich came in. Took out Majin in a moment, and then it was Popovich versus Perfect Cell. And I mean, what do you guys think about that match?
I don't know, man. Like, I think Perfect Form, like, if you watch the melee, I think his Perfect Form would be better, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually looked too much into Cell in general. I can't tell which one has better melee. I thought they were identical, but I obviously can be wrong because transformations tend to change people depending on what sort of transformation it is. But I agree.
Cell's transformation just changes up his B2s, specifically his ultimate, and apparently his mindset, because once he transformed, he was a different kind of character.
Yeah, fair enough. Characters, for some reason, don't tend to act the same, even if they have very similar movesets, melee-wise and all that. Perfect Cell, though, not really performing like he used to. Spopovich was definitely strong. I'll give him that. Spopovich was great, and I think he's going to be a powerful opponent. But Perfect Cell wasn't really there, in my opinion. His build was... Where is his build? Oh, there it is. Attack +1, Dende's Healing, Combo Master, Indignation, launches Sport Chaozu, which is basically his build from last season, if I remember correctly. A very well-rounded build. Let him do damage on all ends.
No, he's obviously one of the strongest characters in the league. Just initially, his melee is super fast. Combo Master is a really smart move for him because he does tend to string long combos of hits together. So that Combo Master will make it so that his damage does more rather than slightly reduce. That's a really smart move on their point. And yeah, his B2s are devastating, but his melee is probably the scariest part about him, in my opinion.
I mean, Cell was actually beating Spokovich for a little bit, then he started coming back. Like, and he had like a bar left. He started coming back and got Cell down to like less than a bar. So that's pretty good.
He did it all through melee also, which isn't unexpected. Spopovich on an Attack plus 2 Eternal Life Series lane energy build with Gohan AI, an AI that I do not like. It was inconsistent in the old difficulty, and from my testing, very inconsistent in the new difficulty. So, yeah.
To be fair, for some reason, half the teams built an AI that's terrible for this type, for like a V2 character on, let's say, Saiyans, will be phenomenal for like Majins for some reason.
Well, yes, there's also that. But what I'm getting at is last season and the old difficulty. Gohan AI had built up such a reputation of being inconsistent that it was literally known as the inconsistent AI alongside Raku. So, I mean, if it works for Spopovich, it works for Spopovich. No reason to change it just because of old habits. But yeah, I am surprised that he's doing as well as he's doing, and I'm a little disappointed in Cell. The AI, I know he's in melee oriented, Chaozu AI never is, but it didn't really throw out that many B2s, in my opinion.
No, and it was interesting. So, there's a point like when you guys were talking about when Raccoon kind of, or not Raccoon, Spopovich kind of started to swing the match in his favor. He had that one bar, and then he went all out on offensive, and to the point where they stopped fighting, like Cell tagged out, I think. Spopovich was at a bar and a half. So that shows the power of super aggressive melee in Eternal Life.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to say, though, Cell also sort of, when he went perfect, I think he downgraded. Super perfect, I think he downgraded.
Yes.
Oh, here's the thing, actually. Spopo was the one who tagged. He takes Cell down to about a little lower than a bar, and Spopo tags with 2 bars left. Baby comes in with, I believe, 2 bars and takes out Cell. And then it's the fight with 17, and he just sort of dominates Baby, which isn't unexpected, even though Baby had Power Body.
17 had
Yeah.
Super +1, High Tension, Savior, Launch Support, and on Yajirobe AI.
Yeah, so this is the character that is known for being able to spam without really having to do much, because even if you're pounding on him, the second you give him any opening, he doesn't need to charge, he just jumps back and throws a B2.
Mm-hmm.
He's so deadly in that way. Even if you gain a lead on him, the second you stop being aggressive, he can come back and hit you hard.
Oh, yeah, he's unrelenting in that fact. If you give him any chance to breathe, it's he makes you hurt. He makes you feel it.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's still 17, still super consistent. That matchup, though, didn't last very long. He took out Baby pretty quickly. Didn't take much damage either. Deborah came out. Spopovich came in.
He took out Spopovich, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he took out Spopovich.
And then Deborah came in.
Spopovich does a respectable 2 bars for the 2 bars he had. With the 2 bars he had, he did a respectful 2 bars of damage in 17.
So that's kind of what you want, like I said, that fair trade-off.
Yeah.
Especially when you got not your strongest against the opposing team's strongest. If you can go 1 for 1, you'll take that every day.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, they need a little bit more than that, considering who was left.
Yeah.
Deborah comes in. Max Power does a great job using an evil flame there right off the bat, and takes out 17. But he does take a bit of damage, a little bit over a bar.
I'm pretty sure he took around 2 bars.
He took a bar and a half of damage.
Yeah.
And then Jiro comes in, and it just becomes the Jiro show. And
Oh my
There's
God,
a reason
he was so
Jiro-
good this week.
There's a reason Jiro went elite in the preseason.
he's going to be the scariest on the androids. I call it. I am calling it right now. He will be the scariest.
He
Whoever
was
picked him
such
up on the fantasy made the best call ever.
Me.
Me!
Yeah, I'm a big Giroux fan. I think he should be the guy who should dominate every league, and like to the point where they don't let it on certain AIs, which they already have, but they need
They
to
might
do
start
more.
restricting more. We'll see. I know Broly AI and Piccolo AI, Broly AI more so, are very grab heavy. It doesn't matter what character, in my personal experience, every character I've put Broly AI on has made it grabby. So, if this becomes a trend where he dominates teams single-handedly and barely gets, because he took less than a bar of damage taking out Deborah. He grabbed 4 times. He got 4 grabs off. I think he did like 6 grabs, but got 4 of them.
Well,
If
two
he
of
does
the
that
grabs,
every week.
two of the grabs didn't even heal him because he
He
got him
amazing.
off before he even got touched.
Yeah.
But he got the key back.
Yeah, he got the key so Deborah can spam. So if this becomes a trend, I wouldn't be surprised if they do nerf him and take off Broly AI. But hopefully it doesn't become such a trend that he gets nerfed because honestly it's very fun to watch.
It's very
It's
annoying to
so
play.
fun to watch.
It's terrifying when you're fighting against him. But
Oh, it's
hilarious.
terrifying, no doubt, but
it's amazing
as
to
a
watch when
viewer,
you're not.
As a viewer, it's amazing. Anyway, Deborah did pretty well, but he faced a tough opponent, so there's not much you can say.
I don't know how like dominant Dro will be. Like he'll be good, but like he was facing a spam team who needs key to do anything, and he just took away all the key.
I
So
think
he
have
was
trouble,
this,
but-
and I think that's kind of why Maju like, all right, let's take Maju out this week because he's not good if he faces Jiro, and
I
there's
also
a possibility he faces Jiro.
I also think Majub's just been inconsistent, and they don't really want to risk it on such a powerful team. But it's also not a bad idea to take out a spammer in that situation. Anyway, let's move on to the next match. Match 3. Oh, God, no. Saiyans versus
Ginyu
Ginyus. And God damn it, and Vegeta. Just
Toku
why?
Sentai, Toku Sentai.
Go
Okay,
Sentai.
before I rage, I love you, Ginyu Force. That was amazing. Your characters played amazing. You guys countered awesomely. I mean, Ginyu with Draconicora was a great play. I was hoping last season no one would do it. And now I'm scared that everyone will do it this season. So, I mean,
Yeah.
great. Unfortunately, Ginyu couldn't have been the one to win it because it was so late in, but still amazing counter. Now,
Yeah, Wolf, if you're watching this, amazing builds this week.
the entire Ginyu Force, I'm sure everyone participated. Just freaking, you guys are awesome. You guys are going to make the Ginyu Force scary. Anyway,
Already are scary.
Yeah, they're getting scared. Let's hope this stays consistent for them. Our match is over, so I hope they dominate every other team they face.
I'll tell you what the map change though. First off,
Okay, the map change, I don't care how much Piff and Squeeze said it hurt us, it did not.
It did
No, it was
literally-
brilliant. I actually took track of the grabs. You grabbed 5 times. If you take that as like 3 to 4K a grab, you're saving yourself 15 to 20,000 damage just by that map change. That was brilliant.
Yep. And we also thought Zarbon might be in. So he's another heavy grabber. There was no point in not doing it because we have the Zenny for it. Anyway, on to our starters in this match. And Vegeta
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
versus Jace. And, I mean, Jace is working marvelously on a melee build, and I think that's a really smart idea because he's actually pretty well-rounded. Even though it's a pure melee build, he throws out B2s at good times.
Yeah, he started out with attack +2, defense -1, power of rage, indignation, serious, Dende's healing, and Majin Buu AI. While and Vegeta.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Go
Oh
read it
God,
down, go
no. Base form with Chiaotzu AI, attack +1, launch support, Dende's, serious light body, and a free Broly's ring.
So, and Vegeta, it's supposed to be a well-rounded build with Chiaotzu AI because Chiaotzu AI was a well-rounded AI, a little bit more spammy than anything. It's literally, if you look back at Perfect Cell's build, it's that. It's a very similar build to that. Well-rounded for a well-rounded character, but just nothing from him. He took 2 B2s unnecessarily. He rushed into melee without any key. Like, he literally was rushing, and then his key ran out, and he just flew in and took a beating. And it's like, why? Just why?
I think he threw out 2v2s, one volley and one Calicut. He threw the Calicut from about halfway across the map to
Yeah, no
no
setup for that.
avail. And he threw out his volley, which it hit once.
And the
Did
second time it missed.
530 damage.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Yeah.
He didn't start off so bad. He did decent with that first volley, and the second volley wasn't the worst idea, but no setup either. The Galacon was just like, why? Why would you do that?
I
And,
love the purple combat attack though to finish him off.
oh my God, Jace, just freaking magnificent. I've never seen Majin Buu AI throw out an ultimate so quickly. But
No.
I'm not going to say that this isn't Jace's average strength, but that ultimate's making me think he acted a little bit better just because the ultimate throw. Because I don't see Majin Buu AI on many characters ever throwing out alts, ever.
No, Majin Buu is basically a not as grabby Broly. Either very, very much up in your face, trying to negate your ability to charge and just kind of take over the match from a physical standpoint. It doesn't throw B2s often.
He threw out a decent amount this match. This is why I'm thinking it's a little bit above average. But either way, even if this is above Jace's normal, which I can't say it is, considering how he did in the preseason also, I'd still be scary at his average. He'd still be scary at his average. Well, anyway, after and Vegeta did literally nothing, Bardock came in. And, I mean, it looked like he was going to do something. He threw out an alternate because
He
Jace
tried
got
it on an
Rocky.
event.
Well, he hit with the first one. He did a good 18k because he has a Super Plus 2 build with Indignation on. So that worked out like we expected. There's no issue with that. TNAI on the offensive end was exactly what we wanted.
Well, I mean, it was just because like Jace tried to do his B1.
Yeah, that's why he hit, but it's still like a good time to throw it. The AI is usually smart about using a B2 or using Rush Blast or just going up into melee when a character gets into B1, so that was smart. What wasn't smart was literally standing still and taking rushes from both Jace and Birder.
He was probably
Well,
hungry. He
he was-
probably didn't get his Wheaties that morning.
Just, I mean, look, I know people might think, oh no, he just got outclassed. No, I can assure you, I can 100% assure you that on this new difficulty, a character shall not just stand there and take a B2 without attempting to dodge, block, or do something to counter it, and not be considered a derp.
Yes.
Because it just shouldn't happen. Even on the old difficulty, I consider that a derp. You shouldn't stand there. That's the thing. When a character stands there and takes unnecessary damage without, for no reason, just there's nothing stopping him from moving. It's a derp in my opinion. Anyway, he did okay, but kind of got dominated until he had to tag. KV came in, finished Jace, and I mean, then it was KV versus Birder, and you guys can tell me what you think about that, because,
KV did okay. He didn't do amazing.
Mhm.
He could have done like Bardock, but I mean, he tried at least.
yeah.
He didn't derp super hard.
I don't,
He
He gets a cookie.
Yeah, he does get a cookie. But like, it was like when I watched him go ape, which he went ape, which was
Mhm.
generally good for you. It sold people for Draconic Aura and everything. But his key blasts were like he was throwing out Kamehamehas looked like his hand. I just never realized it. Like he throws palms together and goes, yeah.
yep. KV does well to tag out, though, before Birder does any more damage. Honestly, Birder was too aggressive for him. Good on Birder's part. Birder was awesome. Countered KV beautifully. KV definitely not one of our strongest characters. We're still working on making him more powerful, but I'm happy with where he is at the moment. It's not like he's super consistent. I can say that much. He's very consistent, and I love that. And I feel confident putting him in our lineup. But yeah, he definitely got outclassed in this match. And when Barra came back in against Birder, it was just like, man, you're not going to do anything with that, are you? Throws a B2 out from another planet over.
Mhm.
And yeah, no, I mean,
He lost his contacts. He was searching for them.
he was searching for them, realized he doesn't have contacts, and is like, oh shit, the fight. Yeah, and then I think the real melee battle finally started when Raditz came in.
Raditz gave them a
Raditz
run
did
for their
good.
money.
Raditz did more than good.
Didn't he like just come out and do like a 9,000 hit 9,000 damage combo?
I don't remember his combo damage, but he brought a almost full health birder to 2 bars.
Yes. He started
Made
out
him
and did a
lightning
high speed
quick.
combo that did 9,800. I
Yeah,
remember
he
that.
went ham, and he didn't let birder continue his combo. He was very smart about dodging and blocking. Just extremely smart.
Raditz gets 2
Mhm.
cookies this week.
Yeah, he gets 2
Yeah,
cookies.
he was very smart. He was aggressive against everybody he faced. He made, I believe, Birder tagged out against him. Correct me
Yes,
if
he
I'm wrong
did,
there.
with 2 bars left.
Right. So, like, after he did that combo, he's like, oh, I got to get out of here. And then even against Raccoon, which Raccoon was just on another level this week.
Yeah,
We're
Raccoon
trying
was
to talk about it.
awesome. Raccoon is what I
Uh,
wanted and Vegeta to be. Aggressive on all ends and very spammy.
It's because he runs
Right,
with
well-
different guys.
Yeah.
If Raccoon is going to
Right.
be like this the rest of the season, like, Ginyu Force legitimately has 3 upper tier threats now.
Yeah.
Between Jace, Birder, and Raccoon. And I don't know if this was just a flash in a bottle. But Raccoon was like, his energy wave was thrown perfectly. His ultimate, like, what was that? That was phenomenal.
Came in and ulted right off the bat. No questions asked. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Um,
that's coaching right there.
yeah, no, I mean, I'm really happy with where Raccoon is, and it's like this match is sort of bittersweet for me, because all season, last season, I kept on telling Ginyu, test out spam Raccoon, and unfortunately it don't work in the old difficulty. But on this new difficulty, I'm so happy to see it work, because he has good B2s, he has a decent beam, and then a very, very accurate volley. It's ridiculous how accurate this thing is.
I know.
And it does like 7K. That's a normal B2's damage. It's not 5.5K or 4K. If any of you guys know what I'm referring to, you'll know why I'm pissed off. Just, oh man, yeah, he has so much potential. And I'm
He's-
glad to see him use it.
Yeah. He performed admirably, to say the least. And I love his build. Because if you're going to make him spam, it's EL spam. Like, that's brilliant. Eternal
Mhm.
Life spam.
And
So,
he has a natural
for
defense
those
plus
who-
1.
Yeah.
He's tanky, no matter what. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's on a pure spam build with Eternal Life. And for those of you wondering, Eternal Life gradually raises your health as you progress the match, as most of you know, I'm assuming.
Isn't it all 100
So
per
if you're...
second?
I don't remember numbers.
There's a specific stat. It's a little bit of significant.
Yeah.
But so if you're throwing out a B2, they're not touching you, which means you're gaining health as you're throwing out B2s. It's a thing that the Rugrats used last season. It's a thing that Saiyans used last season and maybe a little bit the season before. It's a very smart tactic to make sure that your B2ers stay on the field as long as possible.
Okay. We just got word from Ascension that it regenerates approximately 100 health a second, so 6,000 a minute, which is pretty good, but most of the time your character will not last that long.
Well,
You know,
even if it's just like a B2, let's say you knock him back, that's like 6 seconds.
no, it's really good.
That's
it's
enough to
definitely
take 2
good.
or 3 more rush blasts.
If your character tags, it's also the best use for it. I think is when a character is just under 2 bars or just under 3 bars, and EL lets them go up to 2 bars or 3 bars so they can tag and get all that health back. It's
Yeah.
So
the
much
best
health.
way to use it, in my opinion. I mean, you can't control that, but when it happens, it's glorious.
Yes.
Speaking of Raccoon, though, he faced Raditz, who he did decent against Raditz. I think he took about a bar off Raditz, a bar and a half, but he took 2 bars from Raditz. So he took a good amount of damage, but Raditz decided to tag, which I was happy with, and then KV came in. He doesn't do all that great.
He died, actually.
No, 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 no. He doesn't die yet. He dies
No.
at the end.
He's last person.
He he does good damage. He brings Raccoon down to his last bar. But he also takes about a bar and a little more than he deals, which isn't bad considering his opponent, I say, is a better counter for him because Raccoon does good damage and can spam, and also has Eternal Life to back up any damage that he takes. KV has defense and a little less spam, but his damage is so much lower that Raccoon just heals it. So, eh. Anyway, goes ape and tags, which I was a little upset about because I thought he was going to dominate Raccoon in ape form. And I think he would have if he actually stayed in ape form and didn't tag. But he didn't. The match at that point was sort of over, though. Rats comes in, Raccoon does damage, and then tags again. And then Ginyu comes in, finishes off Raditz after taking a bar and a half, and then finishes off KV. Ginyu,
With the brilliant Draconic Aura.
my God, yes, brilliant.
An
I
amazing
said it at the
counter.
start. Yeah, amazing, definitely. I, I was a little worried that he was placed last. Out of all the places to put him, I don't know if they just randomly placed him there or they actually thought we were going to put KV there. But we put King Vegeta last because we didn't think that they would expect that. Because we had always put him first. But, I mean, maybe it was just the thinking of Captain Ginyu, if he's last with Draconic Aura, if he's the last person alive, and it's the end of the match, then the apes are probably already out. And he is the
Yes.
best and last effort. And why not give Draconic Aura to the person who's probably going to fight apes? And it happened exactly like that.
So, but since we didn't know what to the free agent rotation, who you guys were going to bench this week, you guys had access to 3 apes this week. You only ended up using one, but you had access to 3 between Scouter, Turtles, and King.
Yep.
So they're just taking the safe, like, hey, they bring all apes and they all go ape. This is just a smart play.
Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely smart. I don't doubt it. Also, I should tell everyone I hate Turles Ape. I mean, if you counter Turles Ape, I mean, good for you, but honestly, he was going to do just as bad either way. In my opinion, at least.
It's
I
Turles.
hate it. I hate it.
At best, he's gonna do okay. At worst, he's gonna. You're gonna
eat
just
fruit.
be. You're not gonna be
Yeah.
surprised if he does terrible. Let's just say that.
Yeah. And Scouter Vegeta is a good ape because it's Scouter Vegeta. I don't need to say anything else other than that, in my opinion. Anyway, I mean, Ginyu, just awesome counters. Awesome building of your team. I've never seen them that powerful before. My team, I'm going to whip them. I'm going to whip them into shape.
Can I also help in the whipping?
Yeah, you're going to bring the rusty knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
Next
and
match?
on to the next match, yeah. It was Cold versus Boo, the match I was hinting at before.
Yeah.
Well,
Shut.
you mean Cold versus Oob, right?
Yes. Spoiler alert. Gohan Boo didn't come out.
And Oob did about 79k.
Yep.
That's a lot of damage.
It's more than a lot of damage. That's
half the team.
Yeah, that's half the team right there. Just, I mean, amazing.
Or the
Ooh.
guy didn't have a chance.
Oh, man. I mean, I feel bad for Zengaya. I really do, because she's not bad, but I have no confidence in her to be able to take on a very strong melee character. And Oob, he's been above average, in my opinion, all of last season, but he's never been a monster. And I think he has the potential to be a monster with his moveset.
He did
A
draw
giant
really
beam.
great with his build this week.
Yeah, yeah. He has a giant beam, chocolate beam, which is a cutscene B2, and wild
he doesn't have
sense.
chocolate beam.
No,
He
not
doesn't.
chocolate. Wait, what does he have then?
He has that burning fist.
Oh yes, a rush B2, which I don't think is as good as the beam, but I like rushes, and it's a quick
I
one.
think
Raj Pump.
Rush is the better.
I like the cutscene because if you run into it, you take full damage and you can't block it. It's an unblockable B2, so that's why I like the chocolate bean more. But rush B2s are also awesome because if it doesn't connect, 2 bars, only half the bars get wasted. Anyway, you want to rattle off the builds?
Sure, for Oob, he started with Broly AI on attack +2, defense -1, serious, quick fast attack, dragon power light body, free Broly's ring, and Zangaya. She well, let's just see what started out. 1 second.
I got
Trunks
her.
AI.
She's got attack.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Go.
No, you.
Okay. Zangaya on Trunks AI with attack +2, defense -1, exquisite skill, serious, master blast, quick fast attack, combo master, and active heart.
Okay, so her melee was a little bit weaker, and she had a little more small Pataras on. Master Blast lowers your attack damage. Quick Fast Attack lowers your smash damage. So she had a 0 on her smash, basically, until she lost HP because of Sirius. Active Heart, I don't know.
She had an attack +2.
Yes, but Master Blast reduces rush attacks and smash attacks by 1, and Quick Fast Attack reduces smash attacks by 1. So smash attacks were 0 until Sirius kicked in. So her overall damage output was weaker. And I honestly don't like the idea of Active Heart. It's such a very, very minuscule bonus that you might as well put something else. Combo Master, I understand. It works with Rush Blast. It's up to you. Exquisite Skill makes perfect sense for Zangaya. She has a stun B1. If you can connect, you can get a big combo off, especially on this new difficulty that they like to combo after stunning. But, yeah, Oob just too strong.
Too strong.
His performance was just freaking incredible. Did it mostly through melee and sprinkled in B2s, like you hope he would. And he's one of the characters that uses Broly AI really well. I hate Broly AI. It grabs too much for my characters, and it grabs too much for too many characters from what I've seen. And I mean, that's a good thing for some people, Jiro, and a horrible thing for others, Raditz.
So they gave Oob Dragon Power, which if
Yes.
you want him to be melee oriented, brilliant. Not just because the rush B2 needs, if he clashes, you're probably gonna win. You get your keep, and you keep your key, and then if he's flying around the map dragon dashing.
So
If you clash, you're probably gonna win.
So speaking of clashing, Geom, do you know
Yes.
if attack pluses actually
I
increase
have no
damage
idea.
from winning clashes?
I have no idea. It is assumed that they do. I believe Byrne has been asked this before, but I can't remember his exact answer. I think the first time I saw him answer, he said he didn't know. He was going to check up on it. I may be wrong. But I'm just going to assume that they do, or that it's just randomly generated, because once I saw Nappa in a test do an 8K Clash win for no reason at all.
I
He
mean,
didn't have an attack build.
Raditz in the last match. Sorry, going back to that one. Raditz had an attack build with like attack +1 or attack +2.
2.
Yeah, he was doing 4,500 for winning clashes because he got 2
I think
off.
it's the
that gave
normal,
you-
isn't it?
It's
I
usually
think
around
it
2
matters
I
how
believe
many hits you damage. So, like, if you have Dragon Power, you're going to throw out more hits, so you're probably going to deal more damage. So, like, if you throw out 80-something hits, I'm pretty sure you do more damage than you throw out 50-something.
I'm not sure how it works. Maybe it's like how close you are to winning that clash. Either way, it helped him a little, but that wasn't the reason he won. It was just his AI being genius, dodging a supernova, countering one of Cold's strongest players in Mecha Frieza, and then going on to just
Randomly him useless.
yeah. Mecha Frieza was trying. It wasn't like he didn't throw out B2s left and right, but he was definitely trying. No
Well, he
doubt.
couldn't because like he was in space all the time, and Frieza needs to have like a control a little bit to use those B1s and charge up and those ultimates and B2s.
He did get the B1 off once, but yeah, he was just in his face right afterwards. I can't remember if... No, yep, Oob takes out Mecha, no issue. All through melee, and he has 2 bars left when Metacooler comes in, and finally a melee character comes in to deal with the melee character.
Metacooler actually did stuff. Like, I was surprised. Metacooler was actually very effective at doing what he wanted to do. He threw out his B2s, and his B2s sucked. I know.
Yep.
But he threw them out and they hit. So, like, they were doing, like, 3,000 damage, but they were hitting. So I guess you can't ask for a lot more. And then he was being very good at being aggressive.
Yeah. It's the glorious thing. He's an android. He doesn't need a charge, so he can always be in your face. And melee's just an awesome idea for him. He does take out Oob with only taking a bar of damage, which is really impressive. And then Evil Boo comes in, and, well, unfortunately, Evil Boo's a little bit too much for him. On a defense plus 2 lane energy, then this healing Master Strike exquisite skill build. I like it. I don't really approve of Master Strike, but I like it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a smaller... so it's a defensive spam build.
Yeah,
I guess that would be the best way to describe it.
It's definitely that. It was good. The match didn't last too long, though. And, let's see, Frieza comes in right afterwards, after Metacooler's taken out. And he almost takes out Evil Boo, but Evil Boo just tags. Kid Boo comes in, and then it's an even match. I thought they both did well.
Oh, yeah.
Frieza did well for what he had. And he didn't throw enough ones like he should have, but I mean, he did really well. I feel.
I mean, those are two of the strongest characters in the league, base stat-wise. So you're expecting a really, really good fight between the two of them. And that's exactly what we got.
Mm-hmm. But I think Frieza's transformation kind of screwed him over at the end there.
His poor charge rate was horrible.
Yeah. He shouldn't go in max power. Honestly, just 50% is enough.
Yeah. Although the one thing I do like about his Uber Max Power is the one cut scene, like, rock thing.
Yeah.
And Supernova? Or Supernova, with the ping one,
Super Rock Throw? Psychic Rock Throw or whatever?
Yeah.
No, it's like he throws, like, several rocks and he hits you, and he dodges the rocks, but, like, it's a cut scene like B2. It's nice.
I forgot the name. It's a weird name. Like, This Time You'll Die, I think.
Yeah, I think
that's that this time. That's it. I might die this time. Yeah, just.
Oh, I might die this time. Yep. He did well, but Kid Buu overpowered him. And then Zengai comes off, and I mean, we know how that ends.
Not well for Zengai.
Yeah,
He
overall.
tried.
Yep. Overall, good effort on the cold, but honestly, Oob just made it too big a hill to climb back up. And Zengaya wasn't really strong enough to do much, unfortunately.
Telling you, she should have thrown out more trap shooters.
Yeah, she didn't hit enough with it. Anyway, on to the next match. Derp versus Gohan's. Oh, this was so fun.
It was so fun. Like, this is like why we all love this league, because of matches like this.
Oh man, I was
stressing,
surprised.
man. I was stressing the shit out when I was watching this match.
Yeah, the start of that match was really weird. No one expected that Kui handled Ultimate Gohan. Bojack,
Ultimate Gohan. He's like not the end all be all.
Bojack did well against Salza, but then Goku handled Teen Gohan. I mean, really, wow. Goku, what an amazing pickup for them.
Well,
He's so good at spamming.
Fair enough, team kind of derp. I mean,
Little.
he derped a lot.
Little.
He derped tons.
Yeah, okay, fair
Ultimate.
enough. He still hit with an ultimate, finishing him off.
I mean, that was, max damage was 26k, something like that. And he literally does most
It was just the ultimate. He had the Super Plus 2, launch of support, Fighting Superior, Power Rage, Savior. It was just the ultimate.
It was ultimate.
Yeah. I mean, I have no real issue with Goku being good. I think it's nice to see Derp have a very powerful person on their team and working their newest character, Kui, into being a more powerful melee fighter. He did pretty well.
What do you mean having a very powerful character? They already had the Hercule.
Herc's not powerful. He's godly. Ultimate Gohan on a weird build, which I personally don't approve of, but
He had
I'm not the team. I don't follow them.
Super Plus One, Launch Support, Light Body, Rising Fighting Spirit, Exquisite Skill, Sirius on Chiaotzu AI.
Yeah,
First
so-
of all,
I think they should go back to what they had him on in the preseason.
Ascension, I need to know what was the thought process behind Exquisite Skill.
I don't know, dude. Honestly, I don't really know. Like, I literally, I inspect that. Like, I mean, I kind of knew it, but like, I was expecting a stun, so I don't know what. stun
The
was
only one on their team with a stun was Supreme Kai.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wouldn't be worried about him. He's an average fighter at best, in my opinion. I guess Devilman has one, but he doesn't tend to use it too much from what I've seen. At least he doesn't have it in his build. I could check that up, though. Either way, I usually don't believe Exquisite Skill is worth the point just to counter someone like that.
No, it's worth it because it does break up stuns if they do if they're
It lowers the amount of time they last. It doesn't break them up.
yeah.
But honestly, it'll just even it out because the other team always puts Exquisite Skill on. Yeah, Ultimate Gohan unfortunately didn't perform up to par. I think I liked him better on his melee build. Personally, he seemed like a monster, or his defense build was it more? He seemed like a monster on that. And we did a couple of tests in the new difficulty with that old build, and I thought he was still strong. But of course, I haven't followed up with the Gohan, so I may be wrong.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll watch our test when you see.
Maybe I will, and maybe I'll be proven wrong really quickly.
Or 4v4, maybe you'll see what I mean.
Yeah. What I am a little sad about, though, is that Future Gohan is in your free agent rotation.
Yeah, that pisses me off. I love
He
Future
has so
Gohan.
much potential. And
Figure stuff out for him right now.
I know, I get it, and he didn't perform all that well in the preseason. I'm also a little annoyed that he's not in base form, because I thought he had way more potential in base form. Just a shit ton more potential, because he had full power charge, which gave him no negative and max, not max power, but complete key, no flashy.
Is this Future?
Future, yes, base.
They can still change him because he's technically in the rotation, can't they?
I don't know.
Started him, so he isn't stuck in his form yet.
Yeah, you can, but I think you guys have been testing too much. I don't know if your team would go for that.
No, I mean I wouldn't. I said I love proper fair limit, so.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't like the negative in my opinion, but if you guys get him working like a monster, you guys get him working like a monster, no issues. Bojack honestly wasn't too impressive though. The one that stood out on your team was definitely Saiyaman. I still disagree with the fact that he's on a B1 build. But if you found an AI that doesn't always use his max power B1, I think it's fine. Because, I mean, that charge boost plus a little bit of key is probably better.
Well, I mean, he did use his B1s a lot, though, and
Yeah, no, he does, but it's just like a whole 5 seconds to get max power.
To
Which
get
is
my body.
insane. Anyway, I liked what Gohans are doing. On the derp side, though, Supreme Kai was...
He was there.
He was there. He did a little. He took out, what's his face? It's Bojack, I think it was. Or was it Teen Gon? It was Teen Gon. He took out Teen Gon.
I think Salsa did something.
Salsa, I can't remember if he took it to Bojack. Let me check.
He did. He definitely was there.
He
May or may not have done something.
He didn't do anything. He took about 2 bars off of Bojack and then died. Bojack did okay, but honestly, he didn't do that great either.
To be fair, they
just
both
fought
did
an
better
opponent.
than Vegeta.
Hey,
love
everyone did
Angels.
better than...
I love
ahead.
Durangel's tag next to Hercule. Cheerleader, Hercule.
Best tag ever.
And Goku. It's
He was a
Goku.
month. Quick Charge I don't like. I don't think it's worth it, ever. But, whatever, man. I personally don't think it's worth it. It's so hard to determine what B1, what B2 your character will use, and I don't think he used Kamehameha. in this match. And honestly, that charge, the AI are smart enough nowadays to not really have to worry about how quickly they charge. Maybe you'll get a little bit more damage in, but honestly, eh.
I mean, he got
Also,
off
he
an
was on an
ultimate.
attack plus build. I just realized.
Yeah. Attack +2, defense -1, fighting spirit, indignation, power of rage, quick shards, savior, free brawlers.
He
range
wasn't
1,
on a
TNAI.
spam build?
No.
He had fighting spirit.
That
He
means
was on a
it's a
spam
spam
AI.
build.
Threw out like,
He was on a
he
spam
threw out
AI.
like five. He threw out like 5 supers.
TNAI.
He also threw out an ultimate that kind of missed, but you know, at
He
least
knocks
he threw
it
it out.
back and then uses an ultimate on the ground. Genius move.
Mhm.
On the flat plane, that will work gloriously, but no, it didn't. Anyway, that was a good match. You guys got any final thoughts
I
on
laughed a lot. Because like right after he did that, like King Gohan threw out the father's son to put him out of it.
Let me show you how it's done.
Yeah, I'll say Justice is still coming. We're still on the way. We're chasing you guys with Justice. We haven't decided to bring it out just yet. Yeah, come on soon.
Okay, time to move on.
Final thoughts. There was an attempt for Salza.
What do you,
That is all.
that is all. Okay,
There
fair
was
enough.
an attempt.
Next match, Blades vs. Muscle on Blades' home map, which is hell for some reason. I still don't understand that, but okay.
Fire!
Yeah.
Fire!
You know, when you think swords, you think, you know, death and hell, and you
It
know.
would make sense if they had the bar on their team, but they don't. Anyway,
No, it makes
so-
total sense.
the starters of this match were Garlic Jr. in his base form and Cyborg Tao.
Cyborg.
Garlic Jr. on a very weird build, in my opinion. It starts off normal, but just wait. Super +1, Rising Fighting Spirit, Launcher Support, Indignation, Unleashed Key, and Battle Control.
Battle control.
Control.
It lets you tag out earlier.
Okay.
I
Did he
also
even
gives you a
tag?
neg. Let me check.
I don't
Here, I got
remember him
this.
tagging.
No, he dies.
Yeah, I don't think he did that.
Cyborg Tao was on a pretty tame build with attack +1, quick fast attack, launches support, serious power of rage on TNAI.
His usual build. Yeah, no, but it was an even match for the most part. Garlic Jr. seemed to get the upper hand through melee, while Tao was getting it through spam. And then he finally takes out Garlic in a clash. And Nappa comes in, and, I mean, good effort to make Nappa dominating with Key +1 and Super +1, but Demon Seal I still think is a horrible, atrocious idea. Just
But Halo, on the other hand,
Halo's glorious, but Demon Seal, no. No, like I just 10k worth of damage, and I believe a super -1 is not worth that that less key
Reduce.
cost, because
I don't think
attack
there's ever been
-1, not
someone.
super -1.
attack -1 still not worth it in my opinion.
There's only one person on the league who I ever thought could make it work somewhat, and that was Season 2 Adult Gohan Super Saiyan. When they were undefeated and they had the playoffs locked in, they were throwing Adult Gohan on a Halo build. And it's the only time I've ever seen it used effectively. So even despite
That's
the loss
because
of
Adult
health,
Gohan
he was
is
still,
like the best, arguably one of the best B2s at close range.
Oh yeah,
he
you
threw
can't-
so many explosive attacks.
They're just
Okay.
so good. They do like 7k at close range, and you just can't dodge them at close range. They do
No,
so.
you can't. And
they
he only
take so
throws them
little
out
key.
at close range. Yeah, it's only 2 bars, so 1 bar. Here's the thing. With Nappa, he has a 4 bar B2 and a 3 bar B2. The 4 bar one seems like, oh man, that's a genius idea. Now it'll only cost 2 bars and he doesn't have to charge up as far. No, that's not how it works. He still has to charge up to 4 bars. He will still go up to 4 bars and pass to throw a Blazing Storm because the AI will never, ever recognize that it has Patarazon. That's the thing that a lot of people in this league don't know. Or a lot of spectators don't know. I'm sure it's spreading this sort of knowledge about the AI. But they don't know that they have Ki plus 1. They don't know that they have Attack plus 2. They don't know that they have Eternal Life. They just act like how the AI tells them to act. And the Pataras affect their actions, and that's it. Demon Seal works the same way, and so does the B1 version of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it does help to a degree. It's not like Halo and Demon Seal are worthless, because when they do charge up to 4 or 5, and they throw out a B2, it does cost them only 2, so they don't have to charge up as far again. But the issue with that is they usually don't charge up and use Blazing Storm again, because they still have to get past that 4-bar thing, and that's very tough with an opponent rushing at you.
Yeah,
And
I
they
just gotta
tend
say,
to waste
volcanic
Ki on
eruption.
like melee and stuff like that. Again, Demon Seal's not the worst thing, but it's definitely not worth 10k. At least I don't believe so.
Right. If they can figure out a way to mod it to maybe make it 5K, then we could talk about it possibly being useful. But
Yeah,
it's just
because it's also
It-
4 points.
That's half your build. But it's
half your
really
build.
not worth it.
Really isn't.
it's half your build and you lose 10K.
You could give your character Eternal Life instead. Literally do the opposite, and he'll be just as good. Better.
If not better.
He'll be better because he'll have the extra health and even more to do more stuff. Anyway, moving on to the other.
Sorry, 1 second. Do you know if Indignation, so like they threw Indignation on that. So does he start with an extra +5 on 0.5 on super,
No.
or is it
He
from
has
the
to
starting
lose
point?
health. I believe he has to lose health. It actually makes Indignation worse.
Right. Okay, just to clarify.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah.
the Blades, then there was Tapion, Sword Trunks, and Yajirobe, and honestly, none of them really did anything.
Yeah,
They were
okay.
there.
Roshi came in, and I believe he finished. No,
Support
he
though.
hit Tapion, but that was it because Tapion destroyed Nappa. He hit Tapion, and then Tapion tags out, and Trunks comes in, and then deals damage to Roshi until Roshi has to tag out with 2 bars left, and then Broly comes in, and then there's the actual match. Broly versus everyone. That was the match.
I mean,
so
Yajirobe
just
did
for
that really nice stun where he took Broly to 0 energy, so he had to charge up and then just kept stabbing
In the
him
head,
in the
in the head,
brain.
in the head.
I'm pretty sure Broly was brain dead by that point. I think his rage.
He's
just
already
He's a
brain dead.
zombie.
That's the thing.
even
he's
more.
a
He's a zombie.
I think just his eternal rage kept his muscles moving at that point.
Anyway, so for those wondering, Garlic Jr. did a character, Nappa did nothing, Roshi did a character, and Broly did 2 characters.
No,
That
Roshi,
is how-
Things.
Nappa did like 10k, Roshi did like 20, 30k, and then Broly did everything
Roshi
else.
did 50.
Roshi did 50?
Yes.
He did
Did
take
he
out
come-
Tapion, if I
Garlic-
remember correctly.
Yeah, Garlic did 40,
All
Nappa
right.
did 10.
Because he took him out. He took him down with an ultimate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot. Roshi also came in at the end to kill Trunks. That's what gave him the 50.
Yep.
Anyway,
And then Broly did 75.
Mhm.
And Cyborg did 50, Tapion did 40, Trunks did 25, and Yaj did 25.
and there's nothing really very worth mentioning on the Blades side in terms of build other than Roshi's was on Super Plus 2 instead of his usual Ki Plus, which worked
I
out
didn't
well.
know Roshi was on the Blades.
Oh, no, on the muscles end. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, they did a swap right before the match.
Roshi.
It was
turns
a
out Roshi's
mid-season
staff
trade.
is actually a sword.
Yeah.
It's like
That
Cyborg
was so
Towel.
awesome.
Tapion, the exact opposite. Instead of Super Plus 1, he was on Ki Plus 2, which worked better, but he had Persistent Threat, which why? It's just a negative. It literally is just a negative to your Blastox.
It
Doesn't
works
No, it doesn't.
decent against someone like, all right, so
It doesn't. I've asked Burn. It doesn't work half the time. It doesn't work half the time. And the
never mind
situation in which it does work in appears like 1 in a million chance. It's so freaking specific. It's not worth it. We did testing on this thing before. It just doesn't work. Anyway, Sword Trunks also had Power Body's usual build from last season, but it didn't work out for him. You can't really face Broly with Power Body. You're going to get your ass beat.
Right.
And then Yacht was on his...
What are the odds the Blades change up their builds at all? Because they basically run the same build throughout their
6. The odds
full
are
run.
6.
6%. That's it.
No,
no,
not percent, just 6.
just 6. I don't know. I mean, their builds sort of work. I think Tapion and Sword Trunks need a little bit more fine-tuning. Cyborg Tao and Yajirobe are their engine, but I don't really know what to think of him. He's always been below average, in my opinion. Anyway,
Who's
Go
the Blades free agent / bench? Because that is not anywhere.
I believe it's
So they didn't get a free agent, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, they did not. Anyway, anybody have any last words before we move on to the last match?
Roshi should have used his sword more.
Should have. Okay, last match.
There's 2
Which-
matches left.
Second
There's
last.
2 more, I think.
Oh yeah, 2 more. I don't know why I keep thinking this is the last. Maybe it's just because it was so depressing I wanted to leave after this.
I did leave after this.
Yeah, fair enough. Rugrats versus Valkyries, and my god, okay.
All
First
I have
off,
to say, I'm sorry, Dimension.
yes, very
That's about
sorry.
it.
Yeah.
I'm also on that team.
Yeah, I'm sorry, K-Rain. Before you start off, though, I want to make something clear. The one who derped the hardest was not GT Goku. It was Goten.
No, it was Goten.
Because some people
Goten's
might think that
awful.
because all the talk, because he was being focused on. So I just want to clear that. Goten did not throw a B2, even though I was on a B2 build, and his melee was absolute shit, even though he had a melee-oriented AI, and from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Now, freaking GT Goku derped. He was not his usual self. He did not dodge. He did not counter. But he didn't. He also wasn't like Goten derpy, because he still fought. He still threw punches, and when he got a combo in, he got a combo in.
And he didn't stand there. He still tried. He did it. And like,
Yeah.
if you look, our builds were mainly focused because the androids have a lot of people who clash a lot. So we're like, or not androids, sorry, the Vals have a lot of people who clash a lot. So we're like, all right, let's try and counter as much of the clashes as possible. So we have 3 dragon powers running around.
Yeah. They had 2 dragon
And
powers and two
They
power
have
rage.
2.
Yeah,
yeah.
you guys lost
They also have 2 dragon
roles.
powers. Yeah,
You guys-
so like, I don't think we won a clash, even though
No.
we had 3 dragon powers and a power rage.
No, but you did fight dragon power versus dragon power, so it was all roll of the dice at that point.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Freaking Pan was above average. I will not, unless she does this weeks on end, I do not believe this is Pan's normal strength. I believe she was above and beyond her usual standards. GT Goku was below. I don't think I can call it a royal derp. I don't think it's something to startle you guys with. I think it's just something that happens. If anything, I would compare it to him being stuck in the old difficulty while Pan's in the new one. The new one's much more dodgy and melee smart. The old one used to do shit like GT Goku did, where they just stand still and take a beating.
I think
Yeah,
it
it-
had something to do with the transformations being off. I understand they really don't
Yeah.
want to go tanks, but it's like you're also getting locked out of
Super Saiyan form.
Super Saiyan
Yeah.
4. Yeah,
And
believe me, that was
Goku can
on.
do
be
really
honest,
good.
Hmm.
We debate about whether or not we want transformations on or off for a good day and a half every week, because there are benefits and there are negatives every week. Depending on what we want to do, there are benefits. Because Super Saiyan 3 bursts through Power Body, so we really don't need that. So we're fairly confident that unless they predict a GT bench, we're not going to see Power Body, because
fair
we naturally have a person who breaks through it. And then we basically go through our characters. In tier strength, it's Trunks, GT and Cell are about equal. Doria can be good, and then Goten.
Is your
He's
worst,
not
unfortunately.
spamming.
Yeah,
But-
he's just not
Yeah.
working for you. I would not keep him
We've
like
tried
that.
so many AIs.
I have to tell
And
you,
honestly-
do not keep him on Genyu AI. Just please don't.
Well, the reason that he's on GNU AI is because of
nothing
one
else
of the, in
works.
the test and then in the test that we watched, he threw like 2v2s a match. And that was better than what we were getting before, which tells you how far we are from a stand build on it. So we're like, all right, let's just try it. Nothing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, tests are just really weird sometimes, and the matches don't come out the same as the tests, and it's very, very annoying. Anyway, the builds on both of them were not too weird. I'm not really going to say GT Goku's, let me put it this way, he had melee and nothing but melee. Pan, on the other hand, had defense +2, dragon power, lane energy, and light body. Not a single melee Patara on her. So, I mean, good on her to be able to do that much damage against someone with such a heavy melee build.
Yeah.
I thought you put Cell, though, as such a high, in your high tier list.
Yeah.
Oh, and then also, just for those wondering, we originally had Cell with the defense +3, attack -1, but we typoed in the build, which is why we only had a 6-point build.
Yep.
Fair enough, but
It wouldn't
I
have mattered that much, but
Yeah,
just
Fasha,
so that way people don't think we're insane.
Fasha hitting with that
Dang.
ultimate, that really unlikely ultimate, just sealed the deal, I think. 8K isn't too much for an ultimate, but it still gives you a big lead in a one-on-one fight like that, without considering the rest of the team.
Right.
And
And
then
honestly, like, Cell did good. Trunks did phenomenal. Like, Trunks did Trunks.
Yeah.
That's what we expect
took
to see
Aurelie.
from Trunks. Well, he took Aurelie down, and then he took someone else down. I think he finished off Fasha, went toe-to-toe with Aurelie, and then was, like, doing stuff against Pan until she hit a B2 and took him out.
yeah, it was a high-speed
but-
clash. She won the match that way.
Yeah. She won 4 high-speed clashes, I think.
Yeah,
So-
3 or 4, something like that. Yeah, she got really lucky, but unfortunately, I don't think it would have mattered at the end of it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because Goten was just really your biggest weak point right there. You guys need to get him working. It's a good thing that you're testing him in the matches in these early weeks. But if he doesn't work, man, he doesn't work. You're going to have to swap him out.
Yeah.
I think
Well-
Dodoria is better at this point. Just being
Oh, we
plain.
definitely think Dodoria is better, but I don't think we want Cyber.
If he keeps performing like this, he might. Anyway,
we recently brainstormed some possible solution, so we're gonna see.
yeah, and everybody else was really on their average ass builds. Nothing really spectacular on either end.
There's just a lot of Clash Guitars.
Yeah, it was just lots of Clash Bataras, and then your standard builds, and then a domination on one end with one team derping. On to the last match. Earth Defenders versus Dragon Ball Warriors, and man, this was a trip. Just glorious.
Okay. So in the beginning, it was more like Dragon Ball Warriors versus Dragon Ball Warriors, if you know what I'm saying. With Yamcha being
Wink,
his third
wink, nudge.
costume.
Yeah.
He was on attack +2, defense -1, quick fast attack series, power rage, launch support, Trunks AI, and Tao was on attack +1, light body, quick fast attack, power body. Majin Buu AI. I really wanted to say power of rage for some reason.
Yeah, the builds weren't all that odd. It was a good idea to put Power Body on. Tao, the counter is good, but Yamcha just broke through. He don't give no shit.
It's
And
Yamcha. He's the best character in the league.
No, he has a 2-bar rush, and I hate him for it. I absolutely hate him.
Just wait till he throws out his extra large spirit bomb, though.
Here's my extra large spirit bomb. Also, I'm gonna make an agreement with the coach of Earth Defenders, Lone Fox, that when we face Earth Defenders, that we both have to put they have to put Yamcha out first, and we have to put Turles because of a special little dialogue that is just the most glorious thing I've ever heard.
Hey, bro, what's
aside
Time
from-
Drive?
What? Yo, man, what sort of car do you drive? Anyway, aside from Yamcha's really weird questions, he didn't dominate Tao, but he dominated Nam right up until Nam was like on a bar left and finally finished him off. So, I mean, really good on him. I don't know how he managed to do that. I don't think Nam was doing bad. I think Yamcha just sort of
Was
ping-ponged
doing
him into
exceptional.
eternity. Yeah, he got behind Nam, did shit ton ton of damage. I mean, Yamcha's build was letting him do 5k for like every 6 hits. So that's insane.
It's really good.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So he did really well there.
Good dunk.
Anyway, Nam, not the greatest ever, but still strong, and you can't say that he's not scary. An average build with Unleashed Key on it and Trunks AI. Honestly, the most disappointing part of this match for me was Pilaf.
He didn't do much.
No, I can't remember who he fought. Tien, he fought Tien.
Yes. And Tien had to go a little overkill with that ultimate in the end.
A little. It
Didn't
hurt
he only
him
have
more
like
than
a
it hurt
couple
Pilaf.
hundred HP left anyway?
It hurt him more than it hurt Pilaf.
I mean, if he really wanted him dead, okay?
It
Yes,
worked.
apparently. Oh, man. Well, if Mirage works on that. Never mind.
I don't think it does.
Yeah, probably not. Okay, so here's the thing. Pilaf, I like his concept. I like the way they're building him. I don't see why it shouldn't work, but I don't know why it doesn't. Super plus 2, high tension, lots of support savior, and he's an android. Or he acts like one at least. And he's on Yajirobe AI, an AI that I think's good. Has some inconsistent days like all AIs do. But, yeah, it just didn't pull through. Either Tien was too strong or Pilaf had a little derp moment or they needed to try something else on him. I can't really say, but it was a little saddening to see Pilaf not do much. On the other hand, though, 19. My God. What a beauty.
I love
Future
that.
Chaozu really brought it this week.
Yeah, he grew up, got a big ass belly, and then decided, you know what, I'm gonna grab people and steal their life instead of sucking it out like the vampire I am. If anybody doesn't know what I'm referring to, Chaozu literally looks like a Chinese vampire. So yeah, that's that. 19. I'm kind of sad that Derp dropped him now. I hope they pick him up next
I'm
season.
very sad.
Yeah, because he's showing that he can be an above-average character. I don't think he's Jiro dominant, but he can definitely turn shit around.
He can get there.
Yeah. I don't think he can get there. Unfortunately, his grab seems slower, and his melee is obviously slower, and his B2 is a little worse. Well, actually, his B2s are just about the same, but Jiro just seems to be better all around due to that faster melee. But yeah, they're building him well on a defense build and letting that charge do the rest of the work for them. And then Broly AI, once again, the grabby AI in the league that's allowed for these guys going to town. I don't think he got too many grabs off, but it doesn't really matter. He did his damage. And you guys have any thoughts on the remaining characters or 19? There was Chaozu came out, and then early Goku just did phenomenal. Gokus are the new Vegetas in the league.
I like Chaozu. He's got
For real.
he has his hat is really cute. I think he had his dress game on point. Maybe not his battle game, but his dress game was definitely on point. I think he was in his green and yellow battle outfit, right?
I believe so.
I don't think he was sporting the tank top that week.
I wonder the logic behind Earth Defender's bench at Midgo. Like that. I mean, I guess it worked out for him.
It did.
They
But-
probably want to get all their benches for Mid Goku out of the way so they can just like.
Yeah.
Because he's
I
probably pretty good from what we've seen, and like their team is still really good even with like those four.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I absolutely know why Krillin's in an active free agent rotation.
Man, I wonder why.
He's Krillin. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
the match ended pretty nice. Early Goku did some awesome stuff, and I'm really happy to see him be so strong. And on a really good build, they tried this build last season. Don't work out, but the new difficulty's obviously different, and he's spammy, he's B2 heavy. It's great.
Hmm.
Another team where they don't use their free agent. It just just to prove that regions don't make or break your team. You gotta build them still.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Anyway, any last thoughts before we move on to the prediction section of the Whitecast?
Future Chelsea looks really angry.
Yeah, you know what? He really does, and I'm a little terrified of him.
No, I mean actual future Chelsea.
Wait, what? No, I'm not even gonna. No, don't send me the picture. Don't send me the picture. Don't bother.
I'm not gonna look at it. All right, prediction.
Predictions. So week 2 is okay for week 2. The first match is ED versus Vals. K-Rain. Start up. What's your prediction of this?
So we're definitely gonna get an early Goku, but it's at Val's. I'm gonna go Val's, but because they got 2 androids to 1 android, so I'm gonna go Val's.
Vals? Okay. Spencer, what do you think?
ED all the way. Especially if future Chelsea performs, if he could probably take out Fasha if he performs well like he did this week. Tien, he could do well. He could probably take out 18 if they even have her in. Chelsea, he's always good, and who knows who else they'll have.
Ascension.
I don't know really. Like I think if Val's keep doing these builds like this week 1, they will be strong. But I just think ED will probably have the advantage because they have a naturally stronger team already.
Yeah, it's a 3-1 vote for ED because I feel the same way. ED is a stronger team. Mid Goku's definitely going to be in this time, and he is absolutely their strongest. I feel they're going to bench one of their probably like 19 or someone middle of the road.
19's not getting a bench. They got a water map. 19.
Oh yes. They will not bench 19. Then they'll bench a spammer on their side. Tien probably.
I'm gonna say Yamcha will do the bench.
Well, Yamcha's very melee heavy.
It's spam melee. All right.
Yeah, fair enough. He spams more. Either way, I give it to ED. Next match. Saiyans vs. Booze. K-Rain, your thoughts?
I'm gonna say
you know
Booze.
What to say, right?
Yeah, I got the battle, but I'm gonna ignore it. Booze are until otherwise. I think Booze are the team to beat because of how dominant they appeared this week against a good team. So I'm gonna say Booze, and Oob is a really, 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 really good lead.
Okay, Spencer.
Okay, so as everyone knows, I am a Saiyans member, so this is probably going to upset Geom, as he is the captain. I'm probably going to say Booze if they perform well again, and if we can't get Vegeta, if we can't get Vegeta to work, we are screwed.
I still think it's a derp, so
I know. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm just saying. Here's hoping.
And considering Oob did 79k by himself, who's to say it's not going to do that again? It may have just been a flash in the pan, but Oob's a pretty good character.
Okay. 2 for Booze. Ascension. Let's hear
Number
that. Number 3. Yeah, there we go.
I think with Booze, they did Majin
I think it's an uncontested.
Jube, and Kid Buu, and I don't know. Be definitely the team to beat right now.
Okay. And now would you look at that? It's unanimous. I'm like, as much as I love my team and I want them to win, if I look at this objectively, the Boos have a much, much greater chance of beating us than we do beating them. Oob was awesome. If he could keep that up, we're going to have issues, but that he's not my main concern. Obviously, my main concern lies in the other characters they have.
I've got 2 words. Kid Buu.
Boo. Hopefully they sub him out against us. Hopefully he's benched. I hope he's benched. I hope we looked shitty enough against Ginyu that they're like, man, we don't need Kid Buu against these guys. Hopefully that's the case. But yeah,
okay,
I
so
give it as well. They have a stronger overall.
Fun fact: there's no divisional matches the first 3 weeks of the season.
Mm-hmm. This is why it's the best time to get all your testing out that you need here.
Yep.
Anyway, on to match 3. We've got Super Saiyans versus Gohans. Karen.
Can I go first?
Man, I
Okay.
wonder who you're gonna pick.
Surprise you.
Karen.
Oh, I thought you wanted to go first. I think
He's going last.
I think this is gonna be a phenomenal match. But I'm gonna go Gohans. I think Gohans are gonna be able to take it out. Super Saiyan 2, Team Gohan's gonna be able to do some things. Ultimate Gohan's gonna prove that he actually is a really good character. And yeah. Oh, and this will negate Power Body. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna go Gohan.
Spencer.
You know, it's probably gonna be an unpopular opinion, but I'm gonna go Super Saiyans. Simply for the fact that they are an amazing team, and
Boo.
they didn't quiet you. They didn't perform amazing this week. They performed okay. If they just step up their game, they could do phenomenal, even with like their best character subbed out. So yeah, Super Saiyans.
And before Ascension goes, I'm going to go. Anyway, Super Saiyan. Sorry. Here's the reason. Kid Gohan's going to be in. And I think he's better than Bojack and possibly better than, what's-his-face, Ultimate Gohan, if Ultimate Gohan continues to be on that super build. Sorry, I hate it. My opinion. But Super Saiyans are just like overall have a more consistent team, while Gohans I still think need to figure some stuff out, namely Bojack and Ultimate Gohan, as it looks like. So yeah, Super Saiyans and Ascension. Let's see who you pick.
I wonder who it could be.
Super Saiyans. Yeah.
Hey, I voted for the other team, and I'm the
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah, God, man, I'm just like, I don't know, man, we are having issues like with some players. Team Gohan kind of derped this week, so hopefully he'll come back. Ultimate
I have no doubt
Gohan,
he'll come back.
it was kind of all around build. Wasn't really either way. Like Melee or PT was kind of messed up and like that build really at all. Kid's in, so like I think he can do well, but better than Bojack. He has definitely ability to do well. We've seen in tests, but you never know though. So even though I know the Super Saiyans are definitely a lot more consistent, so I would probably just say I'll just go for Gohan anyways. You know, I've regrets, but I don't know. We'll see.
Regrets. Okay,
No
next.
regrets.
No regrets. No regrets.
2-2 there.
Yeah, that was an even one. So that means the match is going to come out as a tie, because that's what we predicted.
They're both gonna punch. They're both gonna end it and somehow kill each other
Yeah,
in
double
a clash.
KO. Okay, match number 4, Androids versus Blades. K-Ren, start us off.
Androids. Blades are kind of a spammy team. Like, as much as you expect them to be melee, there are a lot of spammy characters on the Blade. So Jiro can be the Jiro that we've seen this season so far. He can shut them down.
Spencer.
Okay, so with how the Blades have been performing, there is, let's just say, there's a lot more than a sliver of a chance that androids are gonna not let them do much.
Okay.
Especially with Jiro, Mr. Going Elite in preseason week 3 or 2.
Yeah, something, whatever. He did it. That's all that matters.
He's a pretty strong character.
Yeah, yep. Okay, Ascension.
I was looking at the 3 season. I have to go for where we are. We're on the Blades and
Androids.
Android.
Androids.
Android.
Let's go with the androids because of 17 and stuff, and Jiro.
Yeah. It's 4-0 Androids. I mean,
And before
Blade-
the Blades just destroy the androids next week.
it might
Tappy
happen.
on
you know.
sweep.
Yeah, but you're right. They're gonna have a spam team, so it's hunting season for Jiro. Janemba's going to be in there, another spammer for them. It's going to be tough for them. The androids have a good team. They're getting 16 working well. He's a good power body user. If they need him to be on that, they can. And I honestly think he's better than Trust.
16 probably won't be power body. I'd be shocked if 16 power body. Because
Oh.
Janemba, it punches through.
Well, Janemba does, but no one else does. That's the thing. If they can accurately predict where Janemba's going to be, they can afford that. And they've got a 1 in 4 chance. They got a 3 in 4 chance of predicting right. Anyway, that's a unanimous vote for the androids. Next match, Derp versus Cold. Come on, we all know who's going to win this.
Derp.
Derp.
Derp. Karen, start us off.
I'm seriously going for Derp. Cold had too many Derps in week 1 for me to consider them it might have been Derps, or that might be how the AI is performing for them. So I'm going to go Derp because Derp performed exceptionally well this week.
Okay, so I'm gonna say Derp simply because, while Team Cold may have been a Northkite team last season, they haven't really brought it this season. And Derp, while they've been a Southkite team, in fact, they were the lowest team in the league last season. Nothing against them, but they've been doing amazing this season.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they lost this week, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but they did amazing.
But it was a really good match.
They did well. Okay, Ascension.
Well, I mean, I know Cold, I don't know, they've really been testing Frieza, and Frieza nowadays kind of used the same build as last year, so we didn't really know how they would do, in this new difficulty. And, Derp has been really good, doing, really, really well, or showing flashes of, really well, and then there's some ones that are doing, kind of derpy, you know what I mean, in some of those games. So they're kind of you don't know which Derp is going to be, really good one or the really bad one, and, so I gotta just go with Cold, man, because of Frieza and Mecha Frieza, if they have both in.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think they're going to have them both in, but I'm going to go with Cold anyways. And I know that's not the popular choice amongst people, but Cold did just face a very powerful Oob, which I do not believe is normal Oob. I think that was a flash in the pan. I think he's still good, just not that good. So, yeah. If Zangia's pulled out, which I doubt they will, Cold has a much higher chance. If one of the Friezas is pulled out, that's also fine in my opinion, because either one of them is good. Normal Frieza's better. But yeah, Cold. So 2-2 for that one as well. It's going to end up in a draw, guys. Just watch. 2 matches, 2 draws. Match 6 is Dragon Ball Warriors versus Muscles. K-Rain, start us
off. This is a tough one. I'm pretty confident we're not going to see as monster Broly as we did this week.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Dragon Ball Warriors have the manpower to match with Muscle right now. And plus, we're probably going to get Nappa on a non-Halo build. So he'll be better. So I'm going to go Muscle.
All right, Spencer.
I'm going to go the opposing opinion. Because I'm going to say Dragon Ball Warriors because if they have Namen and he actually performs, there's a reason that he's rated number 1 in the league. Many reasons, but it all depends on whether or not Broly decides to do what he did this week, which is very unlikely.
Okay, Ascension.
I gotta go with DB Warriors, because I saw some of the scariness of Goku in his test, where he was spamming his B1 and ulting Anger Kamehameha. It was super scary. And, now I'm gonna early Goku. Right?
Whatever.
Yeah, early Goku.
Yeah, early.
Sorry. Early Goku, sorry. I've seen those,
They're all Goku.
Yeah. This is early Goku.
One of the many
Anger
Gokus.
Kamehameha. Anger Kamehameha and a B1 is super strong. I've seen that, they're one of those powerful B1, I think it's kind of a cutscene in my early share, though. I have to look again.
Isn't his, the original Spirit Bomb?
That was Anger Kamehameha.
No, that's Mid Goku.
Wasn't it? I didn't think about Goku.
Yeah. Early
Right,
Goku
Goku
has Spirit Bomb, the small one.
Yeah,
Thingy.
Mid Goku, Super Saiyan Mid Goku's Angry Kamehameha.
What's early Goku then?
So you're going for...
Fuck it. Anyway, yeah, Nam, if Nam does, if they put the Nam build like used to, like definitely one of the most powerful characters. They have Earl Goku in, which is a really good mailer, he's underestimated as a really good mailer, so I have to go with DB.
Okay. And yeah, I'm gonna go with DB as well. I think Muscle had a good week this week. But honestly, if they keep doing what they do with Nappa, I don't think they're gonna do so well. And Nappa just naturally isn't a very strong character in my opinion. So there's that also. Aside from that, Drama Warriors, I just think have a better overall set of characters. Adult Gohan's going to be in this week, and goddamn, he's a monster, or at the very least, he can be.
Base has explosive Madan, right?
He has the same exact shit as Super Saiyan 1, except his ultimate is normal Super Kamehameha instead of Bros. That's it. So yeah, he could be almost as dominating.
Yeah, Madan's pretty scary.
Yeah, especially with full power charge. Anyway, that's week 6. Week 7. Majin
Week
versus
7?
Genyus.
And by week, he means match.
Week, I mean match. Yes. No, we have to wait a week for every match, guys.
Yeah, we're switching it over, guys. Sorry, Square wants to take out the league longer.
It's too much for anyway, match 7. My mistake. Majin versus Genyus. K-Ring.
Ooh. I'm going to say right now this is going to be either A, like, down to the wire, like, who's going to win, or a team's going to blow that, or Majins are going to blow Ginyu out.
Ooh,
But I think because like those might have been flash in the pan, where we know that Majins are very consistent all the time.
Mhm.
So
Majin?
I think I'm going to go Majins. Although my heart says Ginyu, my mind says Majin.
Okay. Spencer.
My heart says Ginyu and my mind says Ginyu. Especially
Okay.
after this performance this week. Even if it was a flash in the pan, they've really gotten... Like, Jace and Birder did great. They did pretty good with Ginyu, pretty good with Raccoon. It was an interesting match. It was hard to watch for me because obviously I'm a,
Fans.
yeah. It was
Okay.
very sad to
Same.
watch, but it was nice for them.
Mhm.
So yeah, Ginyu.
Another game. Ascension.
Well, if Ginyu does like last week, I have to say Ginyu all the way, man. Ginyu looks really scary right now.
Yeah.
Just watch it,
Um,
North Guy.
Toku Sentai, baby.
So all I want to hear in that match is Toku Sentai, because Ginyu has to dominate, and I don't mean the Ginyu Force. I mean Ginyu alone. Just put him out first and let him sweep. Either that or
Body
Gozo. I'm
slap
fine with
for
either one.
days.
I'm yeah.
Isn't are the Ginyu Force at home next week?
They are at home. Yes. So we get Penguin.
We need to get on that. Have their music changed to just Toku Sentai.
I wish we could. Anyway, yeah, I mean, Majins have had some issues. Baby's still not the strongest. Majub has to be in next week, and he's been odd, not very spammy. While the Ginyu Force is going to have Zarbon in, who is almost guaranteed to be their Scaria, the strongest on their team, maybe next to Jace.
You mean the
So-
Zarbon Force?
Yeah, the Zarbon Force. So, yeah, Ginyu again. So that's 3 for Ginyu, 1 for Majins. Match 8. Rugrats at Namex. K-Rain, you're going last. Spencer, what do you think?
All right, let's see. The Namex did really well this week. They did really well against the Super Saiyans, but Rugrats they derped and they derped hard. So if they don't derp, they might win. But honestly, I have to give it to Namek because they've been doing pretty well lately.
Yep.
They've been making their characters work.
Okay, Ascension.
Well, I've just seen week 1 right now. Like Rugrats I don't know what the hell happened with Rugrats. They just kind of fell apart already. If it's just a 1 week thing, but I'd probably have to go Namek because they've been more consistent through the preseason. And then this week they took it to the Super Saiyans, so I give it to them.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Karen, but Namek again, because they've proven to be consistent in preseason. I've seen their testing, and I've been rooting their coach on because he's just doing great work with them, and I truly believe they can be a high East Kai team, if not North Kai, in the way that they're just fighting right now.
Hey, there's a reason Zal chose that desert. He literally said
He's
to
a
me,
dick.
he literally said, so we can dry those motherfuckers out like the piece of shit raisins they were.
Oh wow.
He said that to me.
Rule by
That is
fear,
the
people.
entire reason he chose that map.
Rule by fear. Only way to be a coach. Anyway, Karen, your thoughts on this?
Well, we were super consistent in the preseason. We just derped out week 1. So that from that standpoint, I think that it was just derp. But yeah, Namic's scary. I thought Namic is top 5 scariest teams in the league if they're working, and Zal's doing a wonderful job of making them work.
Mhm.
But I have faith in our team, so I'm going to say Rugrats.
Yeah. Also, I should have probably clarified on this. The reason I believe you guys aren't going to win is because Goten's a derp, and if you pull him out, Dodoria is good, but not that good, in my opinion. So with
That's
that final
fair.
thought, with that final thought, that's 3 for Namek, 1 for Rugrat. Guess who picked Rugrat? And that's the end of the YCast for week 1 of the main season. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Before
If you
we
guys have-
before we end, I would just like to say one thing.
What?
This new difficulty change is really good because it's making the South Kai teams just monsters.
Derp has
Last
gone up.
season, who would have thought it'd be like, hey, did you see Namek almost
Okay,
beat
here.
Super Saiyans?
Before
Like-
you go on anymore,
Namic
before you
beat
go on
Super
anymore.
Saiyans last year.
Well, yeah, but that was sort of weird. Before you say anything else, Namek wasn't bad last year because their team just didn't work on the old difficulty. Namek was bad because their team didn't change anything for the entire season.
Alright, how's this?
Derp is better.
Did amazing.
Yes.
Derp
You would
and Gideon.
never hear that last season.
Yeah, fair enough. When Nappa goes 80k against your team, that you're having issues. Anyway, that's the end of the YCast for season 7, week 1. If you guys have any comments, want to leave us a question, or just bitch at us about how stupid we are, leave it in the comments, or go on the forums and leave us a message on our thread there, and we will respond to you either in the comments or on the thread, or on the
Or we
YCast if
won't.
you guys want. or we'll send Spencer to tell you to fuck off, because he's the dick of the group. All right, guys, that's it. See ya.
Bye.